I'm Matt Holloway. I'm with FAAST. I'm going to do a presentation on home automation and how it relates to assistive technology and how it can help you in your day-to-day life. Couple little disclaimers. I am with FAAST. I'm the Director of Operations here. We are the state's assistive technology program. We help residents of the state find information and gain access to assistive technology in whatever way that is possible. We collaborated with Home Smart Assistant to put this together, and some funding came from the Craig H. Nielsen Foundation for the Spinal Cord Injury Foundation, and to kind of bring light the assistive technology and how it can help individuals with spinal cord injuries and other mobility-related disabilities. First off, I just want to kind of put up here the official definition of assistive technology, and I'm going to read through that. Assistive technology is any item, piece of equipment, software program, process, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of persons with disabilities. That's a mouthful at best. I'm going to kind of simplify that a little bit for you. And just a little bit of information, I will be using AT and assistive technology interchangeably through this, just out of comfort and speech. But AT is any object, device, or tool used to make life easier. I feel that's a lot more simple definition and a lot easier to digest with your brain. But specifically, AT can be any device, gadget, hardware, software, or used by a person with a disability to perform tasks for themselves that might otherwise be difficult or even impossible to do because of their disability. So how can smart home devices be assistive technology? Smart home devices help to expand and strengthen the capabilities of people with disabilities, such as spinal cord injuries, to take better control of their surroundings. Just, for a couple of images on the screen here, we have the Echo Show, Nest Protect, or the Nest Smart Home Thermostat. Things like this will help an individual with disabilities or anyone to control the surroundings a little better. Smart home devices can be used to perform various tasks, simple tasks such as set timers and alarms. You can even teach Alexa custom tasks, and you can as simple as build a shopping list or even order your groceries just with your voice. We're going to start with a little video from Emily from one of our centers down in Tampa. She'll kind of show you some information on how you can use smart home technology to do your daily tasks.
Hi, I'm Emily Wilson from the FAAST Central Demonstration Center in Tampa. When you talk about smart home technology, you think of voice access to lights, appliances, TVs, and music systems. Although designed as a convenience for the public in general, these devices have really changed the world for individuals with disabilities. Here in Tampa, we always look for additional ways to repurpose or utilize devices designed as a convenience to provide support to those individuals we work with at our center. When we first acquired the Amazon family of products, the Echo, Dot, and Spot, we focused on environmental control using voice or communication devices. We have now expanded the focus to uses to support individuals looking for organizational strategies, not only in the home, but for independent living in general. Let's start with built-in supports such as timers and reminders. Whether you are studying for a test or taking a break, the Echo can help you stay on track. Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
And if you're a person who forgets to do your chores, just say, Alexa, remind me to take the trash out tonight at 6 o'clock.
Okay, I'll remind you at 6 p.m.
In addition to these built-in features, Amazon introduced options that allow customization for the individual. The examples we'll be discussing are all found in the Blueprints section. For these features, you will need to go to blueprints.amazon.com on your computer or device and log into your account. As you can see, many options are already available, including education, games, business, and exercise, just to name a few. But for our purposes, we will focus on Task Tracker, Chore Chart, and in particular, Custom Q&A. Let's begin with Task Tracker. Task Tracker lets you create checklists to help keep you organized.
Alexa, open morning checklist.
Now let's take a look at Chore Chart. Chore Chart allows you to schedule and track weekly chores.
Alexa, what are my chores for today?
These ready-made blueprints are simple and guide you easily through the steps. So now I'll show you how to create an example in the Custom Q&A. Custom Q&A lets you create questions and answers that are unique to you. Our example is one to help with organization. So you can see these are some of the ones that we've already created. So let's add a new one. So after you type your custom question and answer, all you have to do is hit Update Skill. Alexa, what's my work number?
813-844-7591.
Alexa, cancel. Looks like the time is up. I hope you discovered some ideas on how home automation can help you stay organized.
Thank you, Emily. Next step, when regarding to smart home devices, is looking at the different hubs that are available. There are a number of hubs available. I've got 5 listed here, but I can tell you there are probably 15 to 20 other hubs that are available, some that are very customizable and some that are very specific to a set of devices. The 3 most popular are the Amazon Echo, the Google Home, and the Apple HomePod. Other hubs very specific to devices that's pretty popular is like the Samsung Hub, which works with the whole family of Samsung smart things that can do anything from light switches to home security, and the Philips Hub, which works with their light bulb system to control light bulbs all through your house. I'm going to let Jesse from the Family Cafe's Regional Demonstration Center kind of explain the differences in some of these hubs for you.
Hi, I'm Jesse Hansen. I'm located here at the Family Cafe's Northwest FAAST Regional Demonstration Center. We're located in Tallahassee, Florida, and I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the reasons you might want to use a smart hub with some of your smart devices. These devices enable hands-free communication with various objects in your house so that you can automate them and have them control different aspects of your house. So you could have, say, a light that can turn on automatically at a certain time, or you could have it just turn on by a voice command. For example, if I use Alexa and say, turn on, Alexa, turn on small lamp. It will turn on the lamp without having to use any kind of light switch or any kind of other controls. I can turn it on with my voice. You could also set up a time in your app to turn on the light, like say if you want it to wake you up in the morning. It could gradually turn on from 0 to 100%. It could turn on directly at 100%. It can turn off at a certain time too. So say it's close to bedtime and you want the lights to automatically turn off, you can set them to automatically turn off without having to audibly turn them off. So one of the benefits of using a hub with all of your smart devices is that it can interconnect multiple devices that normally don't communicate with each other. So for example, here I've got the Philips Hue bulbs, and that's what is in the the lamp. So we have a Philips Hue lamp, and that can be controlled with something like your Echo or your Google Home or your Apple Home devices. Can be controlled with some of these smart bulbs. But the problem you might run into is you might have some Philips Hue bulbs that run, and then you've also got maybe some motion sensors that run a few different things in your house. Maybe you have door sensors that open and close and turn the lights on when you open and close the doors, but they don't necessarily communicate with each other. So you would want to use a SmartThings hub or a similar hub. There's a few different brands. The one that I have here is the SmartThings hub. And the way that you hook it up is you usually plug the network cable into your router. It has two USB peripheral devices. You also plug in the power in the back. And then you can link all of those devices together and you can control all of them with one app. It also allows for a lot more automation control that you don't necessarily see with the standalone units. So again, like I was saying before, you could set your lights on a timer to turn on and off at a certain time. If you have motion sensors hooked up, you could actually set them up so that the motion sensor will turn on the light whenever you enter a room, or it will turn off after a certain time period, not sensing any motion. You could set your door sensors to turn on a light when you come in the door. You can also turn your door sensors into an alarm system using a smart hub, because you can effectively put all of them into one network and have it notify you if someone comes in the house. And if you happen to have something like a Nest video camera or different video cameras that hook into your smart home, you could potentially see if someone's in your house or see what's going on. So those are some of the features of using a smart hub. Again, one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about the smart hub is because a lot of people are familiar with home automation, but they're not familiar with the idea of connecting all of those devices together and how they would communicate with all those devices without using multiple apps and multiple control devices. So, you know, you have your Amazon Alexa, for example, like I have here, and that device can be hooked in to control your lights, and it can control other things as well, but it might not communicate with all the devices simultaneously. So rather than relying on just the Amazon Alexa to control a few things, you can use the SmartThings hub and control pretty much everything in your house. One of the things I like about the SmartThings hub is it uses as its protocol what's called Zigbee, and Zigbee is one of the more common wireless interfaces that you're going to use with your automated devices. So if you go out and you buy something off the shelf, it's going to be fairly easy to find a device that's compatible with your SmartThings hub. There's also an open source community that programs stuff for the SmartThings hub, and they've made their code openly available. So the source code, the source code is openly available, and what that means is that the community can create different applications for the hub. So if someone creates an app, anyone can download it freely. If someone creates something for the community to use, you can log in and remotely use it and actually put it in there without any costs, any additional costs to the device. Yeah, again, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about why you would want to use the SmartThings hub and how it can benefit you in your automated environment. If you think back maybe 10 or 15 years ago, the cost of automating a home would have been in the thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. So using some of these newer devices that have now come on the market can save you substantial amounts of money if you're looking at automating your entire house. And it doesn't require an extensive rewiring process like it used to require, or require that you're doing new construction in order to run all the control systems within the walls. Now with all the wireless technology, you don't really have to worry about that. So that's one of the great benefits of modern day home automation as compared to what it used to be. It's significantly cheaper, and it's more reliable, and you can automatically update everything and all kinds of benefits that you just didn't have even a few years ago. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jesse. That was awesome. So as you can see that there are different hubs available, and they all kind of have their pros and cons, and several work together to complete tasks. So you have the Samsung hub working with the Philips lights, working with the Amazon Alexa. So those different components could all kind of work together and create a full environment to fully automate your home and make it a lot easier to use and to be more accessible to everyone. One thing to kind of add on to what Jesse said there about the motion sensors with the lights and the cameras and such, if to see who's in your home, that same system can also be used by a caregiver who's maybe out shopping or doesn't live with the patient, or a family member that's somewhere else can kind of check in on their family at different times. So if you have a motion sensor in the hallway, when that individual gets out of bed, so you can kind of keep an eye on that person. So it reduces the time that a live-in caregiver would have to be in the home. So it breeds a lot more independence, and that allows that individual to kind of live their own life without having a full live-in caregiver, but also keep that level of safety and security that a caregiver could provide. Another thing that smart homes are really good at is security. So kind of working along that same path, things like smart doorbells, video camera monitors, in-home monitors, front door latches with the smart keypad and door openers are really neat little devices. Something like a smart doorbell like the Ring can let you know who is at the door, allows you to be able to see them, speak to them, and then verify who they are from a simple smartphone or tablet mounted to, say, a power wheelchair. The video camera monitors allow you to have video around your home so you can stay aware of your surroundings when you have limited mobility. So that kind of goes into the caregiver being able to look into the home and just making sure that individual is doesn't need anything and is safe and cared for. Same with other monitors. You can also, like something with like the Amazon, the Echo Show on the top of the photo there, has a camera and a video, so it can allow an individual to have, say, a doctor's visit from the comfort of their home. For somebody who's maybe got a spinal cord injury, and getting to a doctor's office is a pretty big task, whether you have an adapted van for the wheelchair or use public transportation. Something as simple as a doctor's visit can be an all-day ordeal, but with a smart device like that, the Amazon, the Echo Show, it allows that individual to have a video conference with their doctor, which has been a benefit right now, especially with the COVID-19 situation that's going on. So it allows that little bit of autonomy, that little bit of freedom that the individuals with disabilities can kind of go on living their life and not have to spend all day for a 1-hour doctor's appointment. Front door latch with a smart keypad is probably the thing that I think is the coolest with all the smart home stuff. Working 3 different systems together in this list, like the smart doorbell, the door latch, and then the open sesame door openers kind of work together. So say you have a package delivery from UPS and they ring your doorbell, you're able to pop up on your smart device, see who's at the door, speak to them, verify that that is the FedEx delivery guy. You can, just from either your voice or a touch of a button, unlock your door or tell them to leave the package on the doorstep, or they can unlock the door, tell them to leave it inside the home. You can even so much as use a door opener like Open Sesame to open the door with an actuator and allow that individual in the home. Kind of going back to the doctor's visit, somebody in a power wheelchair, maybe they're a quad or paraplegic, and they want to get out and go to the park a few blocks away. Something like that smart keypad and the Open Sesame can allow them to just push a few buttons on a smart device or use voice controls to unlock their door, open it, drive the wheelchair out the door, shut the door, and lock it behind them, all without having to actually physically handle the door. And they can ride down to the park, spend the day in the nature, and come back and do the same thing. So these smart home devices really allow an individual to realize their life more and get out and experience the world. Another really cool feature, and this is probably the most common feature with these smart home devices, is the entertainment factor. You're able to control your entire environment with simple phrases like, Alexa, play The Walking Dead on Netflix, or Alexa, increase the volume 10%. You can use these tools like the Amazon Alexa and Google Home and such to control your entertainment and be able to do so much more. Another neat little feature that I really like is the Logitech Harmony remote system. They have a whole wide range of different smart remotes, but the one thing in particular is the Harmony Hub. Again, it's another hub available. This hub is able to use IR or infrared sensors and other technologies to control different devices in your home entertainment system. Say, for example, you have a VCR and you know those things are not smart. You could use something like the Logitech Harmony Hub with an app on a smart device, a tablet, or a phone, and you can actually power up and down something even as archaic as a VCR or DVD player or Blu-ray player. If those devices aren't smart, or you have a stereo system that has a remote control, but it's not an internet connected device, you can use something like the Logitech Hub to be able to control those devices. So it really expands the abilities of this. And that hub can even connect to things like remote controlled lights, remote controlled ceiling fans, can control a lot of those devices as well. We're going to jump over, actually we're going to go down south to the Miami Center, and Sadie's going to kind of show you a few things here that you can do with your entertainment with a smart device.
Alexa, turn on the TV.
Okay.
Alexa, launch Sling app. Alexa, tune in to NBC6. Alexa, tune in to USA. Alexa, tune in to NBC6. Alexa, turn off the soundbar.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on the soundbar.
Okay.
Alexa, launch Disney Plus app. Alexa, turn off the TV.
So as you can see, the capabilities of a smart home system really go beyond controlling the lights and such. It really gives an individual full control over their entertainment. I know with my past working in direct care of patients, it was really waiting for the patient to communicate to a caregiver to change a station, adjust the volume. If the caregiver was in the restroom or out for the day, that individual had no control over the television, the sound, the volume of the TV. So something like this could give back control to individuals with spinal cord injuries or other mobility impairments that maybe cannot operate remote controls or other devices. So something like this right here would give them the autonomy and the ability to control the world. And it goes even beyond television entertainment and even to music.
Alexa, play music by Imagine Dragons. Shuffling songs by Imagine Dragons on Amazon Music. Alexa, volume 5. Alexa, volume 2. Alexa, pause. Alexa, resume. Alexa, skip. Alexa, go back.
So as you can see, having the ability to control the surroundings and control your own audio really gives the power back to the individual. Another thing that smart home devices are capable of is really controlling the environment. Something like a smart thermostat gives the individual the ability to control their own comfort. It's a game changer for many people with spinal cord injuries or other mobility limitations. Another example, if an individual is in bed and they're cold, I mean, having a caregiver there 24/7 to be able to pull the blanket up on them or to adjust the thermostat and just the environment around them can be difficult. And if there's no caregiver in the home, they're out for a couple of hours, that individual would have to essentially just be cold for that period of time. But bringing in a device like the Nest thermostat or the Honeywell smart thermostat or any of the others gives that individual the ability to control their own comfort. And the same thing with the ceiling fans. I would have to say that ceiling fans are probably the least accessible thing in the home, with the exception of some of the newer ceiling fans having remote controls, or some homes will wire the ceiling fans into the light switches and such as a separate device. But being able to control your ceiling fans, even the speed of a ceiling fan, just with your voice through a device like the Amazon Echo or through just a touchpad on a smartphone or tablet, gives an individual back control. Lamps, heaters, fans, just like that lamp Jesse showed earlier, any device that plugs into a wall outlet that has a simple binary on and off switch can be controlled with something like an Alexa. So if you have a small space heater, that you can just use a voice command to turn that space heater on, again with a fan, or even something like, think of it like a toaster or a small oven in a home. Being able to connect that device to the smart network for an oven, for example, the caregiver that may be out of the house, knowing that that individual is cooking that day, could just check in and using a command, disconnect that oven or that toaster from the electricity, just in case there's an issue to prevent a fire. So those little things can be done remotely Everything that's done with the system can always be done remotely from a caregiver who may not be living in the home, maybe living in an adjoining apartment, or is out doing the errands for the day. So it really gives that freedom back to the individual. I'm going to kind of jump into the kitchen with Susan from our center over in Pensacola, kind of demonstrate some of the commands that you can use Alexa for in the kitchen.
Hi, I'm Susan Foster. I'm the FAAST, Florida Alliance for Assistive Services and Technology. We're going to talk about the Amazon Echo Plus, which is here. Today, we're going to talk about being in the kitchen. And when you're in the kitchen, how you can use Alexa to help you.
I'm always being updated with new features, but you can help improve my voice recognition by completing voice training. You can also send feedback through the Alexa app to let me know how I'm doing. For more information, go to the help section in the Alexa app.
You can tell that when you say her name, she's going to answer. It's always good that she does. We're here to talk about her today so that we can help you in the kitchen. Your appliances do need to be smart appliances so that when you want to turn the oven on, you can say, Alexa, turn the oven on. And Alexa will
Sorry, I couldn't find anything to do that. To get started, you'll need a smart kitchen appliance.
You see. So when you say her name, you have to be real careful. If you want an answer right away, she's going to give you one. And always make sure that you say her name before you do a command. On Amazon, you can find the Echo Plus for $39 to $250. The ranges are different, and there are several different types of Echo. It's not just the Echo Plus. You can get the Echo Dot, and you can get the other Echoes with screens that are touch, and you're able to use those. Now, you'll have to go on Amazon.com to get that. I'm sure there are other places, but that's going to be your best cost is at Amazon.com. It's great for using in the kitchen when you want to find out what your measurements are. So say you're in there and you need to find out how many teaspoons are in a cup. You can say, Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a cup? Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a cup?
1 cup is 48 teaspoons.
Okay. And Alexa, how many cups are in a quart?
1 quart is 4 cups.
Say you want to cook a recipe for supper, but you just don't know what you want to cook yet. You can say, Alexa, give me a recipe for Alexa. Give me a recipe for supper.
Okay, for dinner, I recommend slow cooker ribs. What would you like? Start recipe. Send it to your phone, or here next recipe.
Your next recipe.
Next is seared duck breast with pomegranate molasses. 55 minutes to make. Serves to. You can say, start recipe, send to phone, or next.
Alexa, stop. So you can see as you go that she not only is able to start your smart oven or your smart stove or the timer, you can ask her to set a timer. You can also ask her for recipes and measurements. She also knows how to substitute things like butter or sugar for applesauce. She'll tell you all sorts of things. She even gives you a joke for the day if you want to ask her for one. Anytime you need anything from Alexa, she's there for you, but you have to make sure that you say her name first. Alexa, thank you for your help today.
Of course. Happy Wednesday.
As you can see there, Alexa has a lot of functionality, and it's not just for people with mobility impairments. It could be somebody with, say, a brain injury that has a cognitive impairment that may need, steps laid out for them for something like a recipe, or to calculate measurements to adjust a recipe, things like that. Kind of going into that, who uses smart home assistive technology? There's a lot of smart home AT out there, and there's a lot of different types of people who use it, because we can control many aspects of our homes just by using our voice. You can open and close doors using devices like the Open Sesame. You can talk to visitors at the door from your bed, from the mall, from the other side of the country if you want to, just as if you were home. You can, if you're on a video chat with somebody, or that there's somebody at the door, you can take a photo of that individual just for safety and security. Or if you want to have a photo of your friend that you were speaking to through a video chat, you can do that. With Smart Home AT, you can order groceries, unlock the door for the delivery guy, and have all this charged to a credit or debit card for simplicity and autonomy, and to give an individual the freedom to make their own decisions. Again, you can have those hands-free video chats with family members, clergy, therapists, your doctor. You can fully automate your TV, DVR, stereos, control your lights. There are devices that even allow you to, with just your voice, open the curtains, raise the blinds in your home. Even sensors that you can place in the bathroom along the floor next to the tub that will alert a caregiver or a family member if there's water on the floor, so they could warn the individual or know that a slip or a fall is possible. So smart home has a lot of uses, and those uses grow every day. As Jesse mentioned earlier, there's open source communities of people just adding capabilities and functionality to these systems. And with a lot of DIY, especially with the Raspberry Pi market, is just people building custom, small, simple computer systems. The sky is the limit on the autonomy and the functionality that can be built with these systems. Now, kind of going into who uses assistive technology or who uses smart home, it could be senior citizens, people with brain or spinal cord injuries, mobility-related disabilities, people with cognitive disabilities, just like those, someone who may forget to turn the oven off. You would have that ability you can set timers that if the oven's turned on, you can have it where it automatically turns itself off after an hour, no matter what. So less chances of, say, burning those brownies. Really anyone could utilize Smart Home AT to live a more independent life without having to rely on other individuals as caregivers. And one thing we're looking to see with this is, the number of caregivers available, and something that like this COVID-19 pandemic has shown is that having multiple caregivers going in and out of a home can be a risk. But having some smart home devices like this can allow a caregiver to just come by every, just a couple of days a week, instead of having to spend 8, 12, 24 hours a day in the home. It gives a little bit of autonomy to the individual, and also for caregivers being stretched among multiple clients. And again, allows the family members that are caring for their children, their spouse, their other family members, the ability to go back out into the workforce, go on a date, live their own life as well. So it allows a lot more independence across the board. So having this smart home technology is really a benefit to a lot of people. Kind of jump into a little bit of who FAAST is and how we can help. We are the state's assistive technology program. We provide information about AT, as well as finding sources to get the AT. We test devices. out so that you don't have to, so we can give you informed information on what's available and what may be a good fit for you as an individual. Our headquarters is located in Tallahassee. We have 11 centers other than our headquarters around the state. 6 of those are demonstration centers that have this AT in it. Those videos you saw come from a few of our demonstration centers. As was mentioned, Jesse is at the Family Cafe here, just across the parking lot from us. We have everywhere from Pensacola to Miami, Fort Myers to Jacksonville, and several other cities in between. We have a network of individuals that can, with all types of ranging backgrounds, that can help find this information for you. We're just here to help you and get the tools you need to communicate, access the world around you, interact with individuals, and just live in your communities. Some of the things that we do to help, we provide that information and assistance. It's like a statewide help desk to find information about assistive technology. We do some AT trainings, and that information assistance, we can inform you of any trainings that may be coming up. We do demonstrations of AT. That would be comparing multiple devices, 2 or 3 devices, to see which one works best for the individual. Just like no 2 people are the same, there are, say, a pocket magnifier that we have probably 5 or 6 different types of magnifiers, if not more, in our library here. We can work with you to find out which one would be best fit for you. We have our lending library that we provide short-term device loans, so you can borrow these devices and try them out for a month and see if it's something that's going to work for you, or if you're waiting on funding for something, you're waiting on Medicaid, Medicare, Voc Rehab to provide a device, you can borrow one from us in the meantime until you're able to get that device, or if you're waiting on funding. We provide these trainings similar to what we've got here on a wide range of AT topics. And we also provide funding assistance, which we work with the individual to find out what AT they need, and we will navigate those somewhat turbulent waters to find what funding is available, whether it's something through Medicaid, Medicare, private insurance, or if there's any public funds, grants, etc. available for that. We will work through that. We also provide low interest financial loans for the individuals to purchase at AT if those other avenues turn up to be dead ends, or you're looking for something that's a little bit more outside the box that maybe that insurance and Medicaid and such won't pay for. We can help provide those financial loans for that. How to get a hold of us? We're on the web, FAAST.org. We have a toll-free number, 1-844-FL-FAAST, or 1-844-353-2278. Email address, info@fastinc.org.